up, man. Blank.
What is going on, everyone, and welcome to Mind Over Madness. Keith, that's why when you're in the live game, it's tough. Anything can go wrong in the live game. But welcome to Mind Over Madness, everyone. Thank you very much for being here tonight. Look, my name is Loomis, other host Keith. What's up, Keith?
What's up, buddy?
Hey, Keith, I'm going to let you, though, take this one away on who tonight's guest is.
Yeah, tonight's guest is my favorite mentally handicapped person, Shay Mattera. If y'all didn't see the interview, you need to go back to YouTube and check it out, man. It's actually pretty cool because I didn't know a lot of the stuff Shay talked about. And even when we interviewed my old partner, Tom, too, man, like you learn a lot, even though you work next to these people for fucking years and years and years. So Shay was with me in the Navy Yard. So you need to watch that interview. And then, you know, if you did watch it, you got some questions, throw them up there. And I think we're just going to go through a little bit of the event, like recap it and tell some funny Shay stories, man.
Yeah, I just want to start off too, though, by saying, though, Shay, I had a blast editing that, man. Like I was even telling Keith, usually I'm like, because editing's so timely, you know.
Yeah.
I'm usually like, fuck, man, when am I gonna get this done? I got to get it done on time. And but I kept going back, like watching stuff, and the fucking picking up the fucking chick. She's a big woman. I was fucking crying though.
That was
crying. The way I timed it there, no, I made I don't know if Keith showed you. I made a little short on it though. But what's up, man? Great seeing you again.
Yes, thanks. Yeah, it's great. Thanks for inviting me back on. Get a chance to get to see Keith and mess with him.
Yeah, man.
It's always fun.
Yeah, so I mean, we can talk about the Navy Yard. We could talk about.
Yeah, what's that, Shay? You heard us talking what?
When I had technical difficulties about the Buc-ee's T-shirt. So I go to Buc-ee's every month when I go down to drill.
Redneck Paradise, bro.
That's what it is, man.
They just opened one up in our
Stafford
west of here. It's in right Shenandoah area.
Yep. Yeah.
And the wife and I went to Virginia Tech game, and I showed her. She's like, "What is the big deal?" And I was like, "Well, on the way home, we're stopping, and I'll show you what the big deal is." And you know, you stop there, and it's what 130 pumps of gas, and it's just like you walk in there like hot brisket on the board. It's fucking great, dude.
Yeah, it's crazy. Do you mind if I grab a thing of water?
Shay. It's your world, buddy. Grab a yogurt and some fucking cottage cheese while you're at it.
Watch, Keith. I was gonna go like this. So when he comes back in, I just want to see if he comes in the middle.
Cool. Vaz, what's up, bro? Matt, Red.
Nah, he's gonna have to stay on the end without me moving me or you. That's fine.
Carolyn.
Let's get these comments though up quick though, because God, what we're gonna do is we'll be shooting the shit with Shay for jumping back in.
I got a wheat water, as they call it.
Got it. What's up, Gina? Vaz.
Hey, real quick, man. Carolyn, welcome.
Rad.
And you know, I was on that one podcast, Peace, Power, and Purpose. It was pretty good. And I believe Carolyn was just on there. So if you haven't seen that, go check it out, dude. Carolyn's an awesome person. She's always been
I'm not down to there
supportive of us too. So
I know I saw a clip of a clip of that.
Yeah,
I wrote on and it was great. What is going on though, James? I'm just trying to get there because we were running a little late. What's up, Carolyn? Yes, absolutely. And Keith, the name of it again?
Peace, Power, Purpose.
Peace, Power, Purpose podcast.
Yep.
Got that. And that's on YouTube, correct?
Yep. YouTube.
Absolutely.
Go check it out. Like and share that one. He's got an Instagram, same name, Peace, Power, Purpose. Get on there and hit his what the fuck is it called?
Social media.
Facebook, LinkedIn,
Instagram.
Instagram. Shay's with me, and when Shay's with me, the gerbils don't spin the wheel as fast. So sometimes I get stuck.
Brain cells go down.
But Yeah, man, Shay, that was a good interview, bud. It really was, dude.
It was.
I really didn't know.
Let me give people though some backstory who don't know. Shay was with Keith on the Navy Yard. Not to cut you off, Keith, but just for the people watching who didn't see the episode. Shay, just real quick, they have more of a history than just that, but that's one big thing though. Keith and Shay were on that though together. So I just want to know that to be known. And, not to bring this though up, Keith, though, but thank you for your service too, because today's the year anniversary of that horrible crash that you had to go to. So thank you for your service.
Crash. Yeah, I didn't realize that until you sent it to me.
That is today.
Yeah, 1 year today, man. Freaking, but you went there though. Yeah, but you fucking showed up. We watch on TV. So thank you, man.
I appreciate it. But Shay did 30 years in DC police.
Well, yeah, 30 years, but I was gone a lot.
Yeah. Over 30 years in the military.
Yeah.
Altogether. Deployments to war. Did 10 years straight undercover with what is the socialist movement or some shit?
Call it the radical leftist anti-capitalist movement.
Hey, hold on one second. I'll be right back. Y'all talk.
Was it? By the way, it wasn't straight 10 years. It was 11, but I took a break and went to Iraq, and I came back and took another. Oh
yeah,
break.
I know, man. When I was because when you do, it's almost like when you watch a good movie, but then like you have to watch it a second time. When I edit, when you go through the interview, we're just having a good time talking. Yeah. But then when I edit and watch it back, it's great because then I get like little every detail. But yeah, man, you've been like what a career. And and folks, if you haven't seen it, it's already up in the video section. I dropped it Saturday, so check it out though for sure. Go ahead, Keith. You can continue.
Sorry about that, but I heard a weird noise, and my 90-pound piece of shit shepherd was trying to eat through my jar of fucking peanuts. So I had to fucking Jesus Christ.
Well, what do you expect? Don't call a piece of shit.
But yeah, man. I mean, Shay, it's like I was saying, dude. Because you went through your stuff right when I got out of rehab, so my mind was still foggy as shit. Yeah. And I know we talked about it, but I didn't realize how bad. I didn't realize how bad it was for you, man.
Yeah, you didn't know I was in like a total timeout. Yeah, it was.
I mean, I knew you were in a timeout. I didn't realize. I knew you were in a timeout. I knew someone came and got your firearm, but I didn't know like with stuff with your sister. I didn't know how severe it was.
That's didn't really talk about it that much to anybody at work.
Yeah.
I talk about it now because when people are going through it, I can, you can tell them, hey, this is what I went through, and especially when it comes to suicidal thoughts. I'm losing my words. And, no, I don't remember talking about it too much at work. I think Norma kind of knew because she's the one that came and got my gun.
Yeah.
And
we talk about it a lot here though, buddy. It's therapists and doctors have their place.
Yeah.
But like me and Loomis going through addiction, nobody can really relate and understand what someone's going through unless they've lived in those fucking shoes, man. So that's why I think it's so important that you get your story out there, man. I'm glad you're starting to tell it because I had no idea how many people would fucking call me, dude, and just be like, I'm in the same spot, man. I don't know if I said it to you, Loomis. I did that one Ian Bick interview, and every once in a while I'll go by and just read the comments because some of them are funny. They're like, yeah, give the pig some pills in a bottle of vodka. And I'm like, But one of them, it was just written like last week, man. He said that he's 40. He's a shitty father in the same spot. And he said he was seriously considering killing himself until he saw that episode. And then I was like, man, I don't even know who this dude is. But I mean, if he's the only one in my entire life that got that message and didn't do that, it's worth it. You know what I mean? So I really think I'm glad we talked the other night. I'm glad you enjoyed the interview.
I did.
Your wife and family liked it. And I'm ecstatic to hear that you want to do it more because you have an important message that could save a lot of people.
And there was a selfish part of it that I did, Keith. I wanted my family to see it. My sister Sabrina knows a lot. She was there the whole time, literally. She saw it all. But then my brother, my other sisters, and family members, and I just decided once you guys did, I said I'm gonna send this to them, and it was really cool that they just didn't know the things that you go through because you just
it's hard.
We talk about it at work and laugh.
Yeah, I mean, even like my wife, seeing my first few interviews, she was hearing stuff that I never talked about that stuff at home.
We just don't.
It was all new, and it put everything into perspective.
We don't talk about it. We do in our office, but we don't really talk about it. We laugh about it. We joke about it as a way of, I think, dealing with it. But yeah, you just don't talk about it that much.
But it's also crazy to think that the plane crashes a year ago, man. Because honestly, it seems like.
Yeah, well, Nina's the one though that because we were getting ready because I was telling her because we haven't done a live in a while on that show, so we were getting ready for tomorrow, and then she's like, "Today's the year anniversary," and then that's when I reached out to you.
It's crazy to think that the Navy Yard was 13 years ago, dude.
Yeah,
this year will be the 13th
year. Yeah, I know. Have you ever gone back to that building, by the way?
Dude, I drove by it and it fucking freaked me out, and I mean, I think we were working a detail at the Nats game and we parked down there, and I was like, because you remember later that day or the next day, you go down there and it's like 9/11. The only cars still in that area were the deceased people's cars because they couldn't move them.
Wow.
So you go down there and there's no cars anywhere. And that's like you said, that's a crowded area. And you just see kind of 12 randomly scattered vehicles, and they were the victims' vehicles.
Wow.
So it freaked me out, man. I've never had to go back. I've never had a reason to go back there, so I just didn't.
I heard they put a placard up. I guess somebody told me.
The placard I put up was actually at Nat Stadium. I don't know if you ever saw that one. It's I'll send it to you, but it's a memorial plaque of the Navy Yard because the Nat Stadium's 2 blocks away, so
not far. Yeah,
and then. I haven't thought about this. Remember after the shooting was over, because Nats Park, Loomis is not in a great area of DC.
No,
but
yeah,
I guess
better now.
Fired by the stadium, and then people started calling out another active shooter, at the baseball stadium or something. You remember that? Or am I remembering wrong?
No, you're right. But it wasn't the baseball stadium. They were.
It was in that
lockdown Bowling Air Force Base, and there was a call for that, and it wasn't. And along with multiple shooters, like we told you last time we spoke, when we went there, we thought we were dealing at least with 2 people with an automatic rifle, which just that typically happens in any.
Man, man, the one though, man, listen, they all get me. From the security guard to the door to everyone, but that he put his hand out and just freaking shot those 2 shots and freaking blew that guy's head out. You couldn't even try to do that, even with that would be a hard shot anyway, even if you're aiming.
That's for an expert.
And he didn't aim. There's no way. It was just
like a random boom. And what was it? 100 yards?
I think 50, about 50 or 40. Tom knows, but
it's 50 yards.
About 50 or 40 yards.
Yeah. So this is the crazy thing, Loomis, and you see it in police work all the time. And you see it. Remember the Trooper Coates video? I'm sure you've seen that too, because they play in every academy of North Carolina. But this huge state trooper gets in a shootout with a short, fat dude. He hits the short, fat dude 7 times in the chest. And as he's running around, the fat dude shoots 122 caliber shot, and it goes under his arm and kills him. And the other guy lives. It's like the bad guys. You can train all you want, man. They get lucky, dude. It always seems like it's in their favor for some reason, or at least that's the ones you see. But man, they just get lucky, dude. It's just the randomness of it. I don't know.
Shay, man, that whole I didn't harp on it though too hard during the episode though, but when you went in there and stopped, when you guys are pulling up though, and you're thinking, it could be 2 shooters, automatic weapons, this and that though, you shitting your pants?
No. And I don't want to sound like I'm some,
No,
I didn't. No. It just kicked in. The second that and Keith and I were outside the vehicle and I saw it was either 2 or 3 squad cars. From that second on, it was just pure training and reaction. There were a couple times where I had this thought, once running towards the building, I'm like, we can't run in the middle of the street. And I think that was more of a tactical decision.
It was, because I remember yelling at me, said, get on the sidewalk, get behind the cars. Yeah.
There was another time when I was going up the steps and I told you, I said, oh man, this is like a video game. You know, I'm talking about thinking outside of like just a thought outside of what I need to do. Outside of everything was, I want to find this guy. You know, I'm going to say it. I didn't want to find him to arrest him at that time. I thought,
yeah, that wouldn't happen.
I had no intention of taking you. I didn't have handcuffs, and if I would have, I wasn't going to use them. I'd already seen enough.
And this, let it be noted for people like who, if they're not following. This is after you guys are already walking over a bunch of dead bodies.
Oh yeah. Now, there was not going to be any quarter given if I.
No, so I mean, after what you guys seen and processed and all that,
and it may not be the right thing.
Put your hands up. Fuck off. You're gone. Yeah.
But the only time I remember actively being kind of scared is when I was in one of the rooms where there's all these cubicles, and at the time I'm sitting here thinking all I got is this Glock, and I'm going up against a guy who's got an automatic rifle. Yeah. That hit me for a second, and I said, well, you know, I'll just draw his fire, and hopefully someone else will take him out. And that's
I was scared shitless going. It wasn't the rundown, but when you're stepping over the security dude, and I just kept thinking like, dude, he's got to. If he's up there, we're done.
Oh yeah.
And after I made it past that threshold, then it was like automatic training kicked in brain, and you're just doing what you got to do. But that split second walking in, dude, I was like, oh man, this is.
I mean, it gets real when you see the bodies. I mean, it does. But I guess that again, it goes back to that's where muscle memory takes over. It really does. Yeah. And if it doesn't, and I didn't see anyone that day, so I can't sit here and say I saw. You remember Keith, the EMT or medic that wouldn't go in? I wasn't there for that. But I didn't see any officers that just shut down when they saw the victims.
I did.
Yeah, you saw an officer?
That, man. You know, we went in, we split up. We had a pocket of like 4 people.
Yeah.
So me and this, I think it was a park guy, escorted them out. I go back. I go right directly across the doors, right across the street.
Yeah.
Get cover. I'm like, come on, dude. We need 5. And I was like, let's go, dude. And he looked right at me. He goes, I got the perimeter, bro.
He didn't want to go in.
Huh. And I don't even know who it was, but
now
but I'll tell you this, Shay. I mean, Loomis. When, you know, and I told you this during my interview. I said, I don't even know if I would have gone in if Shay didn't go in first. But once you see your partner go in, you're going. I like to think I would have gone in anyway, but the small difference between me and Shay is I got shot at a couple times in Richmond, like we've talked about. Shay's been to fucking war. Shay's been to fucking Iraq. Shay's a fucking Special Forces U.S. military person. Not that it's just his brain works a little different as far as a lot more training.
And that's really what it is. It's
and a lot more and a lot more real world experience in a shit gunfight.
It's just a training, honestly. But look, don't get yourself wrong. There are guys that have been in SF that froze in combat. It happens.
Yeah, it
just happens. You know, guys that you think that are just ready, as we say, get their gun on, and they when you look at the beast, I've seen guys. Some guys can't function. I don't know why, and maybe there's a guy who can function on Monday, but Tuesday, for whatever reason, he can't. There's so many variables, and it has to do with up here. I just would have to say that I've been asked this question before. If you're thinking about what's going to happen to you, you're probably not going to function.
Yeah.
And how do you not think about what's not going to happen to you? Because you train for that, and you're thinking about what you got to do. It's not even thinking about it. It's automatic. But if you get to the point where you're thinking, oh, shit, I'm going to die, then you won't be able to function. That's my guess. It's no different than a quarterback dropping back and he says, oh, shit, I'm going to get hit. He's probably not visualizing where he needs to throw the ball.
I mean, I've seen people completely freeze up during simunitions, bro.
Yeah. And, you know, but we talked about this, like the civilians, the guy in the elevator who wouldn't step out and pull the guy in. Mm-hmm. I don't judge him, but he'd never been trained for that. I bet if it had been a paramedic, he would have, you know, or it just.
I think the thing that stuck in my mind that bothered me after I watched the video was he did step out.
And he stepped back in.
He did risk getting shot to pick up his cell phone.
But
he wouldn't dragged the cell phone was right next to his buddy, and he literally looked, hid, ran out in the middle of where people were getting shot to pick up his cell phone.
I forgot about that. I forgot about that.
I left her there.
Mm-hmm. But like you said, man, there was no saving that dude. I mean, he could have got shot like that on an op room.
When were you though, Pete and Shay? So like, we never talked about this. Yes, you just said though, 4-man crew. One guy's like, I want to take the perimeter and all that, but you guys, you know, you got to go in. You're walking over to buy this now. Did you guys? Shay just mentioned that he's in the cubicle, and those are those cubicles. I even think about that, the high ones, right, Keith? That you were talking about, government building, can't really see. So, and you're short, Keith. No, I mean we mentioned that. I'm not putting you down.
You don't need to put him down. He's already down. He's short.
You mentioned that on the show a couple of times. But with that said, did you guys ever though at least get to a situation though, like where you had like tactical units or like, all right, you two are going in there, I'm going in there, or like Shay, is that you by yourself in that cubicle?
So the cubicles there were rows of them, depending on where Keith, I'm talking about like the second floor where they had
the 5 foot high wall. Yeah.
I think I don't remember. I'm talking like 40 yards cubicles, and then a walkway, another row of cubicles, a walkway. I think there was 3 or 4 rows, 30 or 40 deep.
40 yards, you know, that puts it into perspective. 40
it's crazy.
And you're not at that point you're not like peeking, like you're not doing a slow search at that point. You're doing a glance, listen for the screams, listen for the gunfire, and fucking get there.
Yep.
You're not like check this one, turn around, check that. You're
not slow, methodical.
It's a fast moving thing. After turd bag was fucking put down, then you slow down.
Yep.
And you do a methodical and make sure that nobody else is there. But during like the active shooter part, it's like you bypass a lot of stuff because you want to go like you can. Well, that place you really couldn't, but But you know, usually by the screams, by people running out telling you, "Hey, he's that way," you're not gonna slow down and search in between. You're gonna get to where the fuck they say he is.
And the shooter has a great advantage in those situations. You know, if there were, I hope it never happens, but there's never an active shooter who really wants to ambush, you could really, at least the initial entry teams he could cause a lot of havoc because I've seen how the training for active shooters has changed. It used to be you didn't go in unless you had 4, then it went to 2. Now it's 1. If there's an active shooter,
today at work, I went in there, and the guys just graduated the academy. We're doing active shooter training. It's funny because I go there, and one of the guys is like, "Shibley, how come you never come in here?" I'm like, "I don't know, man. I'm the only cop that's been in an active shooting situation, and nobody's ever asked me to come help teach the class." But
that's crazy.
And they're still teaching like I don't know. I didn't sit through the class, but now it's like if you're the only person there, you go.
Yeah.
And we learned that at that elementary school where the police officer stood there and
got charged. Didn't he get charged? Didn't he get charged for that?
I think he won. I don't think he was found liable. Yeah.
But Lewis, what I can tell you, it is a great disadvantage for any clearing inside a location. If an active shooter is like literally, I don't know too many of them that had their full wits about them, but if they had their full wits and they really were just they started their initial active shooting, and if they were to set up, they could really do some damage because law enforcement now it's more of a quick, like he said, you're going towards the danger. You're going towards where the people are saying they're that way, they're that way, they're that way, and you're not taking notes. It's like keep moving, and so
and it's fucked up, Loomis, because if you see someone shot in the leg and they're bleeding out, a lot of times you got to step over them and just keep going.
Let the EMTs handle that then. Yeah. Or no, yeah. If the shooter's still you just got to go. But my other question too is, and I want to bring it right back into the Navy Yard, and you don't really hear a lot about them, but I could see it probably happening though. Like we're talking about guys that might though shell up, freeze up. You don't hear a lot about, maybe you guys could spread light on this. Is there ever, or they turn and they just shoot out of fear and you guys hit each other? Not your squads, but I mean, surprisingly, you never see
like cop on cop shooting.
Yeah, like fear, like meaning like
sure.
I mean, I know it's happened. I'm surprised. I'm surprised
it didn't happen in the Navy Yard. There were so many people in there.
Yeah,
and everybody's on like such an edge, especially with me and Shay being in plain clothes.
Yeah, that did work.
I think honestly, Shay, after the first few minutes, I think I was kind of more worried about getting shot by another cop than I was the bad guy.
Yeah.
Because you pop around a corner and you see me in khakis. I had khakis and I think a white button-up shirt, and I got a black vest on that just says right here. But if you turn around to see, first of all, an Arab and khakis and a white shirt with holding a gun, you might not take the half a second to see the police and just pop. Yeah. So I was worried about getting shot by another cop.
And there were so many agencies in that building, and without anyone that was in there, my hat's off to them. But there were a lot of agencies that, how do I say this? They don't actively do law enforcement in the streets of the District of Columbia. Their patrol area was a building within the Navy Yard, so they probably haven't drawn their weapon more, if at all, in their career. And so
that one trend of people that's like step, drag, pause, step.
So
like, dude.
It's how do I say this, Keith, without insulting anyone? There were probably
You can insult them.
There were probably officers in that building that were not prepared for that event and probably had their finger on the trigger when they shouldn't.
There's cops in every police department across the country now that are the exact same way, and it's sad.
I have a quick question, Keith. Are you on the normal Mind Over Madness on your phone, that our page? And
the YouTube page?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's playing?
Yeah.
Because it's not on mine. So I was like, I thought I accidentally put it on another one, though, but I don't know why it's not playing on mine, because I just wanted to just put a word live.
Yep. It's on a tiny delay, but we're there. I think it's always on a little delay, but Shay probably thought he had to fart and shit his pants. He's done that several times when I was with him.
Hey, what?
Did you think you had to fart and have an accident again?
No.
Shit again.
No.
No pun intended. No shit. They're not this shit again. But so, also too, with that shot I was talking about out the window, didn't they think though that
out the door
was he a reporter?
The gentleman that was killed?
No.
The reporter though, what didn't they like for a second think though that like he might have, because you couldn't really get a good visual or whatever, and he was running.
Yeah. So what happened is there was a maintenance man that was the victim and a naval commander in a brown suit that was next to him. It was at the command post. It was actually at the time, I want to say Captain Man Lopez was looking at the video, and when the victim got hit, the naval commander took off running, and with the grainy video, the police inside the video, the main video room on the naval yard, thought they had another shooter. They thought the naval commander had shot the guy and took off running.
So in the video, in the grainy video, you see two guys talking. You see this guy's hands kind of come up, and then this guy's head
just
kind of
go. But it's grainy.
When he brought his hands up, he might have shot him in the head.
And the people that thought it was another shooter, they were all law enforcement. And then when we got there, we saw the video, and I was like, I don't blame you. I would have suspected the same thing. It looked like the guy next to him shot him and took off running. The video was horrible. That's just
yeah.
And but no, it wasn't a reporter. It was law enforcement until we cleared it up.
We found him talking to reporters, where me and Shay found
a group of reporters, a whole bunch.
He didn't even like look out that way. Like he just did one of these out the window quick.
According to what Tom told,
he ducked his head out and then just stuck his arm straight like this and went just
50 yards out. Got him.
50 or 40. I told you the thing that freaked me out about that day wasn't really that. I know the security officer was hard on you there, Keith, but it wasn't the day of. I think I told you this. It was my very dear friend of mine, his mother. I mean, it was like a second mom growing up in high school, was coming up here to visit one of the victims. She was supposed to come up here not the day of, but like a week later. She found out she was killed. So Mrs. Hall was flying from Florida, was supposed to have lunch with this lady because she worked in that building. but it was going to be like on the 20th. And then I remember Barry had called me. That's Mrs. Hall's son. He's like, "Hey, Mom wants to know, did you see her?" And I did, because we saw all the victims, but then Barry told me who she was, and I went on the computer and I saw all the victims, the name. I remembered her face. I knew exactly who it was, and this one really got me. Barry wanted to know, hey man, Mom just wants to know, was it quick? And I'll tell it was a lie. I was like, yeah, it was instant, but it was not, because I knew that she got one, I guess, pellet from the shotgun. And I know that it was not quick, because she was holding a handkerchief.
That's the girl that was trying to block her own. God damn.
And I know she was dragged. And that lady was very good friends to basically like a second mom to me. So and I remember, but she never asked me. Barry asked me. I said, "Did you just tell Mrs. Hall it was quick?" But I know, what I'm talking about. Keith.
Yeah, I know. I can see
that was not a quick death.
No,
it took some time.
One of the things that it was really weird, man. So like my primary doctor's awesome. He's a good dude, man. And he's always like, "Oh, Keith was in the Navy Yard and FBI and this and that." He goes, "I want you to meet somebody." He brought in this new nurse, dude.
Yeah.
And her father was killed in the Navy Yard.
Are you shitting me?
No.
Do you know what's
I'm like, I'm frozen, dude. What do you say?
Yeah, I
get there sooner. Like, so she was just like, what? She's talking, and I'm just like, yes, ma'am. It was a rough day. Blah blah blah. But he was the guy in the suit that kind of tried to fight the dude and got hit like right here. Yeah. But it was just like, what do you say? I told my doctor, I said, "Dude, don't do that again." That was weird, man. I didn't know what to say to her.
You just say, "I'm really sorry."
Yeah.
Wish we could have done more. Wish we could have got there quicker. That's all you can say.
I think the one thing we need to talk about last time, and then we'll get to the comments, I guess, is the dude, do you remember how many fucking ladies' shoes there were all over the place?
Yeah, all over the place. Because they were.
It looked like a fucking female shoe store threw up because everybody in heels took their shoes off to run. So
in a morbid way, this is how cops think. You think, man, if only I would have had a bag, I could have had a shoe. It's so bad. But yeah, there were shoes all over the freaking place. Yeah. All over on the steps, because they're trying to get out of there and they're dumping their high heels. And it goes back to what we were talking about. And I used this analogy last time, the 9/11, where you see the photos of the firemen going up, and they have that look like, I'm going to get to that fire.
Yeah. I put that in our video.
People getting out. It's the same thing there. I personally did not see any law enforcement or medical techs. Keith, you had a couple that looked wigged out. They looked like they were, zoned in, do what we got to do. But every civilian I came across, and understandably, they were scared, and some could not function, and it's just it was
one of the weirder kind of surreal parts was when I was exiting for like the last time, and the SWAT team started showing up.
Yeah,
I see Phil, and he's like, "Keith?" I go, "Hey, Phil," and just my brother-in-law is an FBI agent on the SWAT team, so we kind of crossed paths. That was kind of weird. It's like, it's a family affair.
Wow.
But I tell you this last thing, man. Did you ever hear that lady speak? Goldkopf got to know she was like the Indian lady, and her boss was one of the guys that got killed, and she was sitting up against the wall like in the fetal position, and the dude goes point blank to her face.
What's the one who didn't get in the weapon didn't go off? Yeah.
He goes click, racks it, click.
Yeah.
Oh shit! And then he starts loading it again, and she got up and ran. She does a pretty good presentation on it, man. But wow.
Yeah, I never met her. I know of her because I believe Tom was. I never knew that happened. Tom had told me, and I was like, "Yeah, I mean that's. I've never heard her speak." But
crazy day, man.
Yeah,
I bet though. And then whereas you see all these heels and everything like that, and sadly, how many died, Keith? 12, not including him.
Yes.
It was 12, not including him, 11.
11.
But
good.
It's weirder. I wasn't there. Keith wasn't there. It's the story that Tom would always say the next morning. All the cell phones that were going off. the alarm clocks. You ask any of the FBI people that were processing that scene the next morning, they said between like 5 and 6 a.m. you'd start hearing all the cell phones.
Yeah,
Their
FBI evidence techs were there for what, 10 days, 7 days?
A long time. I don't remember.
It was a very big crime scene, man.
Yeah.
So where did most of them go though and hide?
Sorry?
Everywhere.
Did they just keep moving like, hide and seek?
Everywhere, Some were just running up and down and all around. So, I mean, it was just everywhere.
Yeah, because you see in the video when he's going up and down those steps and he
went all over that place.
And then there's a thing now in the middle lobby there now. There's like an open thing where he could be picking you off when you come in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was looking at the, so when you walk in, basically all floors of that.
An atrium, yeah.
Yeah. Damn.
But I will never put it on YouTube or social media, but next time we get together, I'll show you some of the real video.
Yeah.
If you want to see it, Lewis.
Yeah, no, I'm interested in seeing the way how you guys handled that. And once you got there on scene, I mean, he was obviously still mowing down who he saw till you got to him, right?
Yeah, or trying to engage the police.
Yeah.
Yeah, like what did that like? Was he like still looking for like once he knew that the cops were definitely there? Obviously,
He's like, what he would do when he knew the cops were there, he'd like run up the stairs, go in the hallway, see some people, take a shot, go back down, go to the hallway, take a shot, run back up, go to the hallway, take a shot. So
Keith, I believe, and I don't remember, didn't he exchange fire on the first floor at a distance, or they shot at him?
Yeah,
I don't remember, but it was like on the other side near the cafeteria, and I believe there were maybe a couple people shot at him, or he shot it. But
I know there's 2 shootouts.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think that's the one. One of the crazy things in the video you see is the last shootout.
Yeah.
As a group of cops are coming up the stairs, you see bullets going through the wall. Like they're lucky they didn't get hit.
Yeah.
But
yeah, and just
the end of it was he was hiding behind a cubicle.
Mm-hmm.
All he had was a 9mm left. He pops out. He shoots
Scott
in the legs.
Scott Williams in the leg.
He shoots, and then he goes back behind the cubicle,
and
they just open up on the whole cubicle. And the crazy part is the SWAT guy. What's his name?
Adrian DeSantis got around right here.
He had no idea,
but he had a plate.
He's
didn't know until he got out.
He had no idea he had a 9mm round dead center mass in his vest until he got back to the station to change.
Because of the adrenaline.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
And that should have felt like a baseball bat hitting you.
Well, he didn't just have a vest. He also had the steel. He had the tactical. Oh, yeah.
And you guys always bring up the training. But like I always say, though, like, that's it. Like, if I'm training on the mat or like, or someone's training the jiu-jitsu and all that, it's a completely different thing, though, than when a street fight.
Not really. Not really.
No. So if someone was never in a street fight, I'm talking about.
Your back.
No, but if someone was never in a street fight, believe me, they're going to get all feared up, all frozen up.
Oh, yeah.
Shit like that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So, these new hirees and even hirees back in those days, I mean, it's just like, it would be hard to distinguish, but you have to know who's capable. I mean, it's you guys are looking out for each other, the whole community. Like, you got to have capable people on that job. And they roll the dice. They roll. You gotta there's no way though to know who's capable instinctually until something hits the fan. So you gotta roll the dice until you see what happens, right?
Yeah. Some of the people you think are the baddest cops in the world might freeze. Some people you don't think would go in will be the first ones in.
I mean, you don't know.
Yeah.
And like I said, something might make them freeze that day. But the same incident the next day, they might function normally. I mean, there's just a lot of variables.
There's so many variables. You're right. And I'm no expert on this, but just with the human mind, I'm saying though, so many variables. Like, what if his mind's off kilter from fighting with the wife that day? Or what if something other, or just anything? It could be any fucking distraction. Yeah. What if his fucking toes hurting or something? He stepped on a rubber one side. There's just, and I'm just saying, it's a variable.
But I would go back to, I can speak for me. I can't speak for anyone else. If you're involved in a shooting, a firefight, an incident where like don't know how to say this, where you're in danger or if you're thinking about it, you're probably not functioning. And I don't mean thinking about what you have to do. If you are consumed with fear and your own mortality, you are not going to probably do what you need to do. That doesn't mean you shut it down. And that, I think that is the difference, people that train and don't train, because if you train and train and train for that, the thought patterns of what you need to do for survivability kicks in, and it oversteps or it suppresses the self-survival thoughts of, oh my God, I'm going to die. Because the worst thing that'll happen in a shooting is say, oh my God, I'm going to die. That's the worst thing you could, because, well, then you're going to die.
You don't want to say, oh my God, I'm going to freeze up, but a little bit of,
what's up, Boneyard?
A little bit of being scared or nervousness
Yep.
is healthy.
Oh, yeah.
For you to get through that too. You know what I mean?
No, definitely. No, I agree with you on that. But you know what I mean? Like if you can't function because of your fear of, that, and I think what prevents that is the training we do, Keith.
Yeah.
No, but what's magnificent though for is that, you take someone that was never in something like that before, and you can have some type of training, and then you take them into like your situation. It's just, what I'm trying to get at is like, you don't know how you're going to react until you're shot at, I guess,
True.
Even simulations, Keith, like you were talking about people freezing up or whatever, that's still not the real deal. And that's in their head. Like, they know they're not going to get killed. And people,
I've seen cops freeze up just getting like in a scuffle, like basically like a bad guy not doing yes sir and like saying no, fuck it, come on. They're just like, what do I do now?
Seen that.
Oh, you mean like just fighting?
Yeah,
not even just fighting. You're under arrest. No, I'm not. They can't affect me.
Like, what do you mean? But I'm the. They're like, yeah, fuck you. And then they're just like, they don't know what to do next. They shut down.
And even if he just has hands, I just want to get the laws right. And he approaches that cop, could that cop tase him?
Tase him?
Yeah.
I mean, if he doesn't like fighting.
So the cops should be throwing hands in with them.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you approach
I wanted to know the law. I wanted to know the law on that.
Yeah.
Meaning that if someone, let's say I get pulled over, I get out of the car and I push the cop's fucking shoulder and I put my hands up like this.
Yeah.
He can't just tase me right there. He
could.
No, he could 100%. He could tase the shit out of you.
Okay, that's an idea. I was asking the legalities on that. That's okay. But he should fucking stand his ground.
I think cops nowadays they go to the taser too quick and they're scared to go hands on. Is what my point was. I see a lot of people tasing people because either they're not confident in their hand-to-hand skills or they're scared of their hand-to-hand skills. But I see there's a lot of tasing.
What's more dangerous?
What's more fun?
Well, no shit. I know. I'm beating the fuck out of someone, obviously. But I'm saying,
the problem with tasing
is saying I'm saying what's written on like fucking paper.
I guess the taser is the safer bet because you're 20 feet away. It does demobilize most people, and they usually comply right away after that. That's definitely the safer one. But
even the way it's like concrete too, like it's not like when you get smacked in the face and you see someone's head don't go back. Their head almost stays up.
Or you get the stupid cops that think they draw their taser and draw their gun and shoot people.
Oh yeah, that's happened. That's happened.
Is the weight similar? Is the weight similar? Because I never had a police issue. Yes, so they can't even tell. Like
the grip's not similar. The weight's not similar.
I mean, I'm not a cop, but I can tell if my gun has no ammo.
It's like Shay said, they're not proper. They can't properly compute what's going on right there. So they freak something and pop.
Got it.
But I'm talking about
psychology fascinates me, guys. I'm just saying.
Like your thing. You get out of the car and you're kind of like this, and you're not really fighting, but you're being a dick. You know, and. Dude, it's time to go to jail. A lot of people will tase that person. I'm probably going to try some kind of control hold. And then if it's not working, push off, then go to the taser. But a lot of people just go quick to the taser, and it's not wrong. It's just different. mean, we didn't have tasers for the first.
I never had a taser in my entire career.
I've got one that's in my bag. I don't even wear it.
And I'm not sure, and Keith, you probably know better than I do, even though I think MPD only sergeants can carry them. That's the way it was when I was there, but I don't
I think they all got them now, bud. But
really?
Yeah, around here they all got them.
We had mace. Back in my day, you got to remember, I got out of patrol in '93, but I didn't have a taser and I didn't use mace. I had a 3-battery mag light. That was my go-to. Worked every time.
Double D's, baby.
Huh?
Double D's.
That was my go-to.
You want to jump on the chat, Loomis, and see what's up to peoples?
Yeah, absolutely, buddy. Absolutely. Thank you, everyone, too, who's been hanging out, listening. And yeah, I just, there's just the psychology of it, and not to mention just, people running out while you guys run in. Like, a lot of people take that for granted. Boneyard reporting, what's going on?
They don't pick the smart ones to run into stupid situations like that, do they, Shay?
What's up, Matt?
Yeah. That's why
What's
we
up,
did
Matt? Carolyn, I think I'm back up to where was I up from before? I think I got them all right. Oh, wait, they hindered the rescue by not having training, in my opinion.
What rescue?
I don't know. That's what I'm checking out. Maybe I might have High Wizard, always Loomis. We love you guys. My girl, we raised in Missouri. I'm in Missouri. What's up, Tinfoil Hat Wizard? And now let me go all the way back down. What's up, Roll the Bones, Chris? Great to see you, my man. And Trev, what's up? Mag lights will fuck you off.
Yes, they will.
All right, so yeah, guys, open up the chat, whatever, and any questions, any whatever, just shoot the shit, bring it. And what was I gonna say? Don't forget though that Shay's interview did drop on Saturday, so go check that out in the video section, support it, and share whatever you can do. Just what these guys do is absolutely incredible. So hats off to them. And this episode was it was a treat though to definitely to interview me and Keith interview you, but to also edit it too, man. It was definitely a treat. And there's still actually though a little back end thing though that I'm gonna release though too. That's on a dick.
I saw the end of that. It was weird, Loomis.
I accidentally put tomorrow. It's supposed to say next week for a clip, and then when I rewatched it, I said, "Did I use the freaking tomorrow slide?" That's what happened. Yeah. So what it is there's like 20, it's like 19 minutes, 7 seconds, and that's with us even like after we are done with each other talking. So it's just like a little good clip that we all are talking about, like with addiction and stuff that I wanted to release. But I know the smoke I just had made next week, and then all of a sudden I watched it said tomorrow. I'm like, I'm not even texting Keith.
So
like,
I mean, let's jump into the mental health part real quick, man. Fuck it.
Yeah. I mean, like,
so yeah, Shay. Most of the people
talk about it nonchalantly, in a way, but I mean,
most of the people that listen can definitely relate to mental health or substance abuse. Because that's what kind of we started with. With this stuff. So, I mean, you don't have to go like in grave detail, but military deployments, 10 years undercover, switching between who you really are and that person that you lived for 10 years, Navy Yard, personal stuff. Yeah. You went through kind of a mental breakdown in what, 2018-ish?
June 11th, 2018. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Not a kind of, I lost my freaking mind. I mean, I'm not, I mean, so just a quick thing. I think my law enforcement career had some issues, a few things that happened. A friend of mine getting killed, little things, but did like everyone else. I compartmentalized it. And then I think, and for the people that can they hear us? The people that are listening. So for those that hadn't seen the show, I always say, guys that are first responders or girls, firemen or nurses in the ER or cops or people in the military that have been deployed. And I use this analogy, and I'll say it again if you guys don't mind. It's a credit card. and you're going to keep building debt, and then one day you're going to pay that bill. Some people pay it up front, and they're getting therapy, which is great. And you see that more now. That's not the way it was in my day. For me, I had a lot of debt, and when it came to pay, I paid heavily. And I would say,
interest.
Huh?
A lot of interest.
A lot of interest. And I think I had a little bit of, issues in narcotics, not really that much, couple in patrol. My mental health issues that I didn't know that I was having started when I started my undercover assignment. That's when it began. I found out later, and my Dr. Anderson said it best. I wanted to go in after 9/11. I wasn't trying to escape from my undercover years, but I was going to go no matter what. But I was really glad to get away from being a human being that I wasn't. And Doc Anderson said it best. She said, Shay, you volunteered to go back in the Army, and you went to war to get away from an assignment that was messing your head up, and you went to combat. And then you got more things that happened because other things did happen in Iraq that I don't think we talked about last. So she just said, normal people don't do. It worked for me at the time. I thought it did, but it was not. No, getting away from
that makes a lot of sense though, Shay.
Huh?
You're trying to get out of your undercover assignment because it's messing you up, and you decide to go to fucking Iraq.
I wasn't trying to get out of it. I wanted a break.
Right. So take a break from your undercover. You go to war in Iraq. Makes perfect sense, man.
But with that said, but I wanted to go in anyways. Do you know what I mean? Like after I felt the surge. But let's just say I was a lot more motivated because I had to get away from being Josh. But I would have gone even without that assignment. So. But then things that you never know what's going to happen when you go to war, and things happen, and it created more debt. And then I came back, and then I think I told you guys I agreed to go back into the other undercover assignment, not because I wanted to keep doing it, because it allowed me the time to train to go to SF. Mm-hmm. So I said, now I'm going to do this for me. So I had to continue to, play a pretend life.
Just for the viewers that don't know. Just say what SF is for the viewers.
Oh, Special Forces. Yeah, I'm sorry. And then, obviously the Navy Yard, we've talked about that extensively. That added some more debt. And then I'm not a mental health expert. I'm only telling you what my doctor told me. June 11th is when my first marriage officially ended. We were separated, but that was the no shit, it's done.
Yeah, I remember that.
And that triggered it. Or maybe it was the 10th, but the 11th is when it all started. And I didn't know this, but I guess there are certain things that can trigger people. And that triggered. And then my mental breakdown was not about my marriage dissolving. It was everything that happened during my UC years, everything that happened in Iraq, everything that happened when I came back from Iraq in my UC years, the Navy Yard, that I talked about that a little bit, talked about one of my friends getting killed when I was in patrol. But a majority of it was undercover years, combat, undercover years, Navy Yard. And I think, people are listening. I mean, Keith, I know you didn't know this, but I'd literally shut down for 2 weeks. I mean, I took my gun. I was under the supervision of my sister. I literally looked like a heroin addict, going through withdrawals every morning, shakes, and it was weird. It was just weird.
Came back and smoked all my cigarettes.
I smoked I smoked so much for a year. It is incredible.
You pacing back and forth.
And those that didn't see, so when I had the mental breakdown, basically I made one phone call, and then my sister had called my partner, or one of my partners, Norma Horn. They came and got my weapon. A few hours later, I'm at the departmental, what do you call it? ESP, emergency. Yeah, our doctor. And instead of formally putting me on administrative leave, I was allowed to, they literally handed me over to my older sister, and I was with her for 2, maybe 3 weeks until the meds kicked in. But for those first 2 weeks, I slept maybe 2-3 hours. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And every morning, 45 minutes to an hour, I was walking back and forth, shaking, smoking. It was physical, and I couldn't control it. And it was thought after thought after thought after thought. Josh thoughts, Iraq thought, whatever. You didn't matter. It just.
Shay, were you there when I had my anxiety attack on the 3rd floor?
I was not.
Were you on the task force though?
What year? Yeah, I'm sure I was. Because
this was probably a couple years before I went to rehab. But I remember we were on a debrief in CTOC, and Garrett was sitting to my left.
Yeah,
and it was just like my chest went, and I'm fucking like I couldn't breathe. And they had the nurse on the 1st floor.
Yeah.
And I hit the Garrett. I go, Garrett, I've got to get to the nurse. I think I'm having a heart attack. And he goes, okay. So, but I was so embarrassed, I took the fucking steps instead of the elevator. So by the time I got to the nurse's office, my whole body was just going like this, man, because I was blowing out so much CO2 trying to breathe. And the first thing he did was gave me baby aspirin.
Yeah. So
I was like, oh, it just convinced me I am dying. I am having a fucking heart attack.
Right there.
And
you had a panic attack, right?
Huh?
It was a panic attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so, they call the ambulance and they take me and they're trying to put the stuff, and my shit's just going, they're laughing, dude. I go, this isn't fucking funny, man. And I get to the hospital and the doctor is like, you had a severe anxiety attack.
Yeah.
I said, well, that's kind of weird because I don't have anxiety issues. You just don't know what you don't know. You know what I mean? Like I've had it forever. And the weird part about that was after that day, I would have full-blown anxiety attacks worrying about having an anxiety attack at work. And then, they called me Shakes for what, like 2 or 3 weeks after that?
Yeah.
Like, what's up, Shakes? I'm like, ooh. But that was like
something triggered that though. Obviously,
it's part of the credit card you're talking about because you never know when that bill's going to come in the mail.
No.
And you're just like for 10, 15 years, you're just charging. And then that bill comes and it hits you like a fucking brick wall, dude.
And Keith, that is why I'm a hypocrite, because I would have been the guy that would have laughed in your face 5 years ago, 10 years ago. But the truth is, like, now they have all these things like a police shooting. You don't even have to be the guy in the shooting. You could be like a block over, and they bring these, like shooting teams of mental health providers and they do it in the military now. When you come back, you have all these opportunities. They still to this day say, no, I'm good. And I would proffer that even if you weren't the one that pulled the trigger, but you knew the person, or if you are associated in any remotely way and they're offering you help, even if you don't think you need it, talk to them.
With our peer support team now, we have mandatory debriefs.
That's good.
With clinics where you don't have to talk if you don't want to, but you got to be there. And it's dispatch, fire, PD, peer support, and a licensed clinician.
That's a good thing.
It's crazy because the people like us that would have made fun of that 10 years
ago. I said I'm not going.
Well, but now it's like the people like, after it's over, they come up to me like, where the fuck's this been for the past 15 years? Yeah. Like we've needed this forever.
And I think it's been there, you've always had those opportunities to some extent, at least in the last 10 or 15 years. You know more about it than I do, but 10, 20 years ago, when you offered that, we wouldn't take it because you thought you were fine. You really thought, event X happened. I lived. I'm good.
Yeah. I mean, shit. I've been sober, 7 years? 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I would have told you that an addict was their choice. You know what I mean? Until it happened to me. And I was like, wait a minute, I didn't choose this shit. Yeah. But it's just not being educated on the topic, man. And that's why it's important for people like me, you, Loomis, to speak out about our shit, man, because there's so many people that still think like that. You know what I mean?
Wow. He's right. I like what he put there.
Trev's the man.
PTSD or panic until you start. Yeah, I agree, because I didn't think I had PTSD till it happened.
Same thing with me, Trev. And the next thing, I'm addicted to freaking benzos in my 20s, and then I had to get red flagged off those from the doctor, or whatever from the doctor. But it's fucking that Keith, you said like that whole right here, fucking shit. Oh, It's fucking.
But Trev,
I want to get some comments. Or go ahead, Keith.
Yeah, and I was gonna put this one up. Put Trev's last one up about prison.
Yeah, I like it.
Trev, it is the same, dude. It doesn't matter if it's war, police work, fucking prison, mental hospital, being in an abusive household. Yeah, it's all just traumatic events happening to you.
A very bad car accident, you lose a family member. It really, it's anything. You know what I mean?
And then, I've talked to a bunch. Going through recovery. I got really good friends that have been to prison a lot, and it's like being a cop forever, being in the Army forever. You go into prison forever. You get so conditioned to live in that lifestyle. When you come out, you're just kind of fucking lost. And then everything starts kicking in. But it's the exact same thing, man. It's just trauma's trauma. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter if it's fucking prison, your house, police, whatever. It's just just trauma.
Exactly.
And every people handle trauma differently.
Mm-hmm.
They do. It affects them differently. Right then or 10 years down the road.
But there could be some levels, though, to it. If you get like Trev, though, who's got to spend time, though, in prison and seeing crazy shit for 7 years, to get someone who's outside for 7 years who's living normal life. I mean, I think that's a little bit more of extreme trauma.
I would agree. Like, I'm not going to minimize.
And you don't compare it. You don't compare
someone
it
who was in a car accident and they may have trauma and it may result in. And but I would say that certain people that are exposed, ER nurses, you're exposed to death and death in bad ways, unfortunately, homicides, or just cops, or people that have been deployed in combat theaters and been in combat. You probably have more exposure to trauma than your average person. But with that said, I do believe just an average person who works at a 9-to-5 cubicle job and nothing, just a great life, but they have a traumatic event, it could still affect them to the same level that it affects the people that deal with it in and out every day or every other day.
Look at this, Wyatt. He's 80-some years old and he's a veteran, and he said there is no help for those of us that served for none. Those were the days where, Keith, like you always said it best when you were, not to bring up the situation, but just when your grandpa passed and then your father said shut it off. That generation there, and there was no, they just had to, and that's
not only was there nothing for them, they were treated like absolute garbage when they came back.
Like this person here, I don't know who it is, but they said losing 2 parents in 3 months. I mean, that could affect you long term, Yeah.
I mean, Shay, like we were talking about the other day, man. Brain fart.
I get a bell.
Was it Navy Yard, UC work? Was it?
It'll come back to me in a minute.
Yeah.
But I think one of the biggest problems, and I definitely had this problem, was it's comparing trauma. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've always been like, fucking, I'm an airport cop, dude, and I did a little bit of time in the FBI, like.
But you were also Richmond cop,
South Central LA. But this is what I was going to say. We talked about this. We normalize our bullshit.
We do.
We'll go see dead babies and all this stuff, and it's just a normal day for us. And so you convince yourself, don't be a bitch. That's your normal day. Get over it until the bill comes. You know what I mean?
Keith,
and that's
you and I know. Look, and I hope anyone doesn't judge us on this, but Keith, you and I know when we were heading to that active shooter, we were juiced.
Oh yeah, but
see, you can't help it. And I don't mean to be morbid.
I didn't want to be being afraid because
I didn't want to be in the perimeter. I wanted to go inside, and you did too, and you did. And
Keith, come on.
So it is because we had a shooting at Dulles in October.
Yeah, real quick. I'm gonna get this right. Real quick, what's CPTSD? I just want to know that.
Hey, Keith, before you comment, but I will say this though: for guys, that's good. You want guys like that. You want the paramedic who wants to get there and do that CPR. You want that cop who's going to get in there and get it on. You want that soldier who's going to go through that fatal funnel. You want that. But and those of us that have done that, that's good and great, and you want to be that way. But you have to understand something. it does pay a price. Because if you want to be first in line, you are going to pay a price. I don't care how hard you are, how tough you are. It's going to happen. Maybe not till you're 60.
That's something that's inside each person. Like that's not something you learn like in the academy or something. You've got to have that kind of thing because, I mean, in October we had a shooting at Dulles at the airport. We don't have shootings there. Dude got killed. I was in Richmond.
Yep.
I was fucking livid that I fucking was not there. I was so fucking mad, dude. It's like it finally pops off right here, and I'm not there. It's but yeah, man.
And then if you were there, Keith, and you participated, you'd be like, "Oh, I did something. I made it better. You know, I saved a life. I took out a bad guy." But then here's the problem: it cost. Yeah. It may not cost that day, but because you were in that it's going to come back. Maybe that day, maybe 5 years from now. But I believe you have to understand that when you go into these professions, and it doesn't have to be a profession with a gun on your hip. It has to be a profession where you are exposed to bad things. I mean, I couldn't even be an ER nurse. I don't even want to think about that.
Deal with kids and
Oh yeah. And they lose. The trauma. I don't even know if they have programs for doctors and nurses in ER, to be honest. I would hope they do, but think about it.
I don't know, man. But it's CP.
First responders, no matter what branch or career, are a service to us Americans. I appreciate everyone's service.
Thank you, Gina.
Absolutely.
It's Trevor Spy. It's complex post-traumatic stress disorder.
I put that up. I just looked it up too, and it's like repetitive though. It could stem from the, definitely with drug addiction. That's my problem though. And there's brain damage in that too. Yeah. And 20 some rehabs and I don't know how many fucking detoxes later and almost lost my leg. There's definitely fucking brain damage and fucking whatever. And that's repeated trauma. If you're in prison and like he said, you're going to the yard and people are about to pop off or whatever and shit like that. And even if he gets the better upper hand or whatever, wanted to act all tough guy or whatever, that shit's gonna have an effect, even when sometimes when you don't even think it does. Yeah. It'll just come back. Like, the Reaper always, not the Reaper, the Piper always comes back to pay. Well, it's almost a good karma bank. When you do good, almost it's like, not that I seek it, but what seems like when I do well out there and I'm living a positive life, good things happen in that karma bank. But
I'll remember a call from 10 years ago that I haven't thought about in 10 years,
Which one?
I remember a call
from you're not taking care of the mental health shit at all during all this time, you're just gonna boom. It's like running out of your fucking Trev, it's like running out of fucking dope when you have a terrible fucking habit. It just boom, it's gonna hit you out of nowhere.
Shay, did you ever try EMDR?
EMDR?
Eye movement desensitization reprocessing.
I think you told me about that, but
it worked good for me, man.
Yeah.
It's like to get rid of like PTSD. So what it is like you have a traumatic event, your brain, your brain just kind of sucks it up, puts it in a box, and you put it back here, right?
Yeah.
And you shove it back there, and then something will trigger it, and the box will open, and it floods you with all kinds of bad emotions. So what EMDR is it sucks. And my therapist goes, you're gonna cry. I was like, no, I'm not. I was bawling like a bitch within 10 minutes. It takes the traumatic incident out. You go through it meticulously.
Yeah.
You stop and ask questions. Then you go through it again. Then you stop and ask questions. Then you go through it again. And what it does is it takes that out and it allows both sides of your brain to process it.
Yeah.
And then it puts it back in. So when something triggers it, what used to explode and be a 10 is now like a 2.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because you're facing it like head on. Because a lot of times
you just shove it down, you actually went through it and processed it with somebody. So your brain is able to like rationalize it better or something like that. But
when someone comments on this, can you ask them a question? I'm just curious.
Yeah. What do you want to ask them?
This guy, my old man, was having violent animated night terrors, and he actually hurt himself. He got diagnosed with PTSD 20 years after the fact from 9/11. Was he in the Pentagon or in the building or in New York? I was just curious.
What's up, Pete? Pete's a great guy. Pete, I'm loving those videos, man, of the fam dancing, man. Keep hitting that mic.
I was just curious, but I totally believe that because I don't know if you've had issues sleeping, Keith, but that was one of them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So if you talk to my wife, it doesn't happen as much, but like once a month, I may, I'm kicking or I'm talking rapidly or whatever things, in my sleep.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'll still sit straight up, drenched sweat,
Yeah.
going like this, saying I'm shot. I'm always like,
Yeah.
"You're not shot. Go to sleep." Like, oh, okay.
They asked you this, Keith. They asked you a question about the treatment you just said. Little vibrating things in your hands when you did this.
Yeah. So EMDR, some people do it with like, you hold these things, they vibrate, and what it does is it triggers both sides of your brain while you're talking about it to process
Okay.
it. My therapist basically, like, I shut my eyes and she just took her hands and she just tapped on my knees like this while we were doing it, and it just kind of, so there's vibrating stuff, there's tapping, somebody has clicking, some stuff like that. So
How long
each
is
therapist is doing it a different way.
How long is a session of that?
30 minutes ish. 30 minutes out of like the 45 minutes we would do it. And what she had me do was she goes, I want you to make a list of your 10 most traumatic events. And we started at 1. And we might be on 1 for 2 or 3 weeks or 2 or 3 sessions. And then we go to 2 and then we just go down the list.
Did the department put you through that? Is that the department?
Dude, when I went through it, I didn't go through anything through the department because I didn't know what to do. I had no idea. Dude, I Googled rehab, and I was in fucking New Jersey going through a detox because that was the only one that could take me right away.
Yeah.
They sent a car down from Union, New Jersey, drove me back. And then after 7 days there, I thought I was done. And the therapist, I called my wife, and she goes, "You're going to 30-day inpatient." And the therapist there found one closer to my house and just sent me there. I didn't know they had all these Warrior Hearts, Harbor of. I didn't know they had law enforcement, military rehabs.
I didn't even know that, to be honest with you.
And then when I got out of rehab, when I was done my 28 days, I was so petrified of relapse.
Yeah.
Because 28 days ain't enough to fix my brain.
Yeah.
And I still wanted to drink every second of every day. So I voluntarily signed up for a intensive outpatient program.
Okay.
3 days a week, 2.5 hours, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
You got piss tested every time you walked in.
Wow.
And that's when I met my therapist. So I had a therapist. After 2 meetings with her, she started crying and said she can't take it, and she left. And then I got a new therapist, Tatiana. If you're listening, Tatiana, you're the best. And she was the one like we would need, right?
Yeah.
She wasn't it's going to be okay. Yeah. She was like, shut the fuck up and do what I tell you.
That was Doc Anderson.
That's the therapist.
That was Doc Anderson for me.
But then she was like, you want to try EMDR? And I was like, that's voodoo shit. It's not going to work. And but I was so broken, dude. I said, let's try it. And it worked. It worked for me really well, man. Wow. And then honestly, like after the plane crash, which was 1 year ago today, I flew to Minneapolis to do a presentation. I was hyperventilating the whole time, dude. I was just waiting for the collision. I couldn't. You know how I'm laughing at myself because I'm listening to a podcast. I know I work at a fucking airport. I've seen thousands of planes take off and land safely every day for 20 years. There's been one crash. And I'm like, so I'm laughing at myself knowing that it's ridiculous thought, but my brain would take over.
Because you were there watching these victims.
Waiting. So when I got back, I called I went to one of those 3-day post-critical incident retreats because I'm a peer guest speaker there.
Yeah.
And they had some extra time, and I was talking to this guy, Adam, and he was just like, you need to EMDR that shit. And I'm like, okay.
And you did.
I went EMDR the plane crash stuff. And like a couple months later, me and my wife flew to Florida, and it was just like, I mean, a little nervousness, but it wasn't like I was on the plane to Minneapolis.
Yeah, no, I totally.
So if you're still having issues with like certain big events, bro, I'll call you, man, because it worked for me. It really did.
Yeah, I think everything is pretty good. I manage everything, because I can talk about it now.
I love you too, Trev.
Trev, thanks for stopping by, dude. We'll talk soon. But yeah, man, it's I think, the fact that people, and I'm not trying to toot my horn or your horn, but the fact is that when I go up and talk to recruits and I give them my resume, I'm not a cop that just wrote parking tickets my whole life. You know what I mean? So we've done some shit.
Yeah.
And I think that weighs heavily on, you know, the tough guy sitting in the back going like, I was like, dude, I was you 20 years ago thinking, is this guy going to shut the fuck up? And now I'm talking to you because it affected me. So I think it weighs heavily, man. I think that's why it's important that people like us that have a pretty decent resume in law enforcement and a 20-year plus career speak out about it, because it gives the younger dudes permission to fucking do it. And I tell you, this one kid about a year and a half, 2 years ago, he went to 2 fatal accidents in 3 days. And then he went to a suicide where someone jumped off the toll road onto 495.
Ooh.
And he hit me up on the radio. He's like, hey, are you busy? I was like, no. So I went and met with him. And he's been a cop for like 2 months, man. And he's like, he goes, Corporal Shibley, I when I go to sleep, I just can't stop seeing it. I can't stop seeing it. I'm like, cool, dude. We'll figure this out. We talked about it, gave him some resources, and he's paying his credit card bill as he goes. Yeah. And that's why it's important for us to do this shit, dude, because you can help some of these younger dudes.
20 years ago or 25 years ago, it would have been like, take a day off, come back to work.
Yeah. Stop being a bitch.
That's what it would have been. Yeah. No,
well, that's what made you, though, Keith, not speak up for a while too about your situation.
100%. I didn't want to speak up when I was 40.
Yeah. No, I hear you. Pete answered your question about 9/11. About 9/11. He said phone company building near the towers, and then was made to work on rebuilding comms. Essential workers saw body parts, etc. during the cleanup. Yeah. That cleanup fucking killed. 9/11 doesn't only have 2,000 some murders.
Oh, the cancer victims.
The cancer and all that shit.
Absolutely.
It's terrible.
But I could see where his dad, I mean, and he had to go there every day for 6 months to a year. Yeah.
Anybody down there during that time has got to have, you didn't come out of that the same as you went in.
No, that's for damn sure. No, that's another level. I mean, Jesus. And did you ever see the stories of the guy? Like, did one guy survive? Like, he rode the staircase the whole way down. Could you imagine that you're just fucking sitting there in a rock? It's like a fucking movie or whatever the fuck, and it looks like, I don't know. And then not to mention all the people that they worked with gone. And oh man, that was terrible, man. That was a ghost town down there. I was there too. Probably about 3 weeks after, and I woke up on a subway.
You were down there 3 weeks after?
Well, I went out partying in Scranton, and I ended up the next day in Manhattan. And I'm like, how the fuck am I here? I woke up on a subway. I used to get blackout drunk, stupid, Trev, Shay. Yeah. So I fucking end up there, and then I get out. And I was right by where 9/11 was. And even some of the buildings that were on the out, like you could still see the dust, like on like shoes and stuff like that. And it was just so eerie. And it was like, what was that movie with Will Smith, Keith, where he's on his own with the dog?
Yeah. Shit. I know you're talking about.
I Am Legend.
Yeah. I Am.
Yeah, reminded me just of that was just so good. It was just very eerie, I remember. Plus, I was hungover out of my balls. I'm like, why am I in New York City? I was in Scranton yesterday, 2 hours away. But,
have you guys ever gotten to the New York 9/11 Memorial Museum?
I haven't.
No, I'd love to, though. And
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, Jordan, I know, he goes down there, and he's got some good, nice footage though of that though, with the waterfall and all the names and stuff like that.
Highly recommend it.
And I mean, they still, I mean, some people they find a finger, some people nothing, right? Yeah. I mean, it just blew right up.
I mean, yeah, I know a guy, a really good guy, whose dad was he was from Ohio. And he worked for like EPA or something. Shay shit himself again.
Yes, he did.
They got adult diapers.
He went to New York for a meeting in the towers, and it was his first trip to New York ever, and it was on the floor of impact with the first plane, and they never found any remains, unfortunately. Yeah. That's just sad, dude.
Yeah, and then the people though too, also like the aftermath, like that cancer shit started hitting in 2000.
Well, like Tom was talking about when our interview with him, man, it's like more people have died from cancer from 9/11 than died in 9/11 now.
Yeah. A lot of people like say, "Oh, I wish I had my mask." Those little pullover masks. What are they really though going to do?
Yeah, they helped in COVID a lot too, right?
Yeah, like what are they going to do when you're in a pile like that and there's freaking 2,000? I mean, I don't want to be morbid, but it's just a fact. And not to mention, though, you see the fire, like when we were talking about our episode, and like I like when Shay brought that up, like you see firemen's faces, like oh shit,
yeah.
especially like when the bodies are hitting. Do you ever see that?
Yeah.
Like they could just hear those bodies.
Oh, hear the bodies hitting with the jumpers. Oh yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, like even how about this, Keith? Someone right now, speaking of trauma, someone could have been walking down the street that day, besides the airplanes or whatever, and saw one of those bodies explode, and is a raging drug addict now and can't get over that. Like that happens.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Like it's too much to see.
But
and you know what? Those people, I don't care what anyone says. I don't know what people's religions are. I don't get it anyone's faith-based. But those people, though, did not, though, commit suicide who jumped.
Oh no, they had a choice. They were trying to.
Yeah, that was not suicide at all.
Is
like,
there
fire? Think about that. You're that high up, and you just know, like.
I don't know. I mean, man, I can't even imagine.
I don't even.
I can't even imagine having to make that choice.
How about that guy Oriel Palmer? No, not Oriel Palmer. What was it? Oriel, the fireman. He fixed the one elevator. He got all the way up. He was a great runner, and like once he got up to like the 75th. Then it fucking just came down. But I was watching his story, and he was like, "It's all clear up here. It's all clear up here." And then boom, it all fucking came down. But yeah, man, that was fucking crazy.
Yeah, you guys definitely need to go to that memorial if you get a chance.
I want to go to that memorial. I mean, I'm not even far from. I'm not even that far from New York. So I mean, it's 2 hours. But I mean, with the traffic getting in, whatever. But it's traffic. I mean, I think I can handle traffic to honor fucking, the fallen of 9/11.
Because the museum goes down, it goes down to the below level. And it just, I was there.
So what do you mean, like it goes down to below? Like, are you just saying that like that's the architectural structure, or it goes all the way down into the actual level?
The basement level, like, the garage level. And part of the wall is still there. It's just, I can't explain it. It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
And, it's
someone told me it was there. They just had like a different type of. I did, but it was just all whatever. But I'm saying just for that memorial, like you could just feel it around there, man.
And it's just amazing now. I mean, do you know? This shows how old we are. I mean, like people that are coming on the job now, Keith. Like rookies.
They weren't even born.
They weren't even born.
I know that's mind-boggling.
That freaks me out, man.
And I was in my 20s.
My son's 20, and he was born, 4 years after 9/11.
Oh, damn. Sorry, Pete. Yeah, he got leukemia from it.
It's crazy.
Sorry to hear, man. Billy,
Pete's father got leukemia from.
Yeah.
So a lot. I mean, how many FBI? I know Tom was tracking that. How many FBI agents got? A lot.
Yeah,
I don't even know. Or firemen. There have been so many firemen in the NYPD that
and the Pentagon too. There's because the Reagan fire guys were the first ones at the Pentagon because they're one of the only ones in the area with foam trucks that can put out burning jet fuel.
Oh.
That sucks, Pete. Sorry about that. Yeah, so that's the ones that like speaking of what's the 1 year anniversary, or I don't want to call it anniversary, but 1 year of the day, Keith, where you had to handle the helicopters. I was watching that footage today too, man. That helicopter was in the wrong, man.
A lot of bad stuff that happened at once for that one, that's for sure.
How did he not though have him in its sight? Like you see him run right into him. Am I right when I say he's wrong? Like did I overstep by saying that? Because you would know more.
They were definitely partially wrong, but there was there's three big things that happened there. It's the helicopter's going this way. Where's my hand? The helicopter's going this way. The plane was scheduled to land parallel to it. The FAA guy asks him if he could go around and land on this one instead. So he said, yeah. So this helicopter is not even looking left because they're all supposed to be coming in parallel. And when they say, do you see the jet? And the helicopter says, yes, they're seeing the next one that's coming in parallel. And then as the plane is coming down and the helicopter is going up, Shay, correct me if I'm wrong, you've been in military choppers more. You see left, right, and straight. You can't really see right above you.
You really can't now.
As the plane
when
is
it's on
coming
the radar, because they radioed on right before, like literally 10 seconds before the impact, they said, "Yeah, all clear. We'll move
so
our."
I'll tell you that part. So they don't see each other as one's coming down and one's going up. The training mission for the helicopter was their mission is to get high-profile people out of the District of Columbia in case of a big event.
Bang.
Because they're high-profile people, they turn their transponder off. They do that for training all the time when they do that stuff. So their transponder was off, so the plane did not see them on the radar because they're practicing a real-world event.
Mm-hmm.
So they're training like it was a real-world event, so they turned that off, and they didn't see each other. There's a lot of shit that happened. It was just literally every bad thing happened the exact wrong way for that to happen.
Did people get fired for filming?
So that the video you sent me was a camera that people did not have access to, and certain people tried to make some money off of it, and it didn't work out well.
Oh, you didn't tell me that, yeah, because it was just through text. You just said they got fired for it. Oh, so they were trying to, do it for the wrong reasons. Obviously.
Oh, were there some cops trying to film some of the post-accident stuff?
It wasn't cops.
Oh, well, I remember like when damn it, I guess some sheriffs got fired in L.A. when basketball player Kobe Bryant went down in the chopper.
Yeah,
his daughter, and I guess they took photos of the scene. And
that Kobe Bryant's wife won. I don't know. It was like $26 million against that person too.
I mean, that's just horrible. I'm sorry. I mean,
why would you do that?
I wouldn't. I can't contemplate that. I mean, yeah, no.
I mean, it's just like I've got videos and pictures of all kinds of Navy yards. So I would never put that out for public consumption ever. It's just disrespecting the dead people.
Yeah, it's just that whole. I never understood, Keith. And I when that accident happened, you always see the choppers flying there. I never knew they flew at night. But I never understood why DOD thought they had to fly choppers near a major airport. That's just me.
I don't know why either, Shay. All I know is that their flight plan, and I've seen it. I've seen them buzzing that river all the time.
Yeah.
They would hug the left bank of the Potomac, man. That was their route all the way from wherever the fuck they were coming from. I guess from the Pentagon or whatever. But
so I'm guessing they don't fly near the flight path anymore. I'm assuming.
It's all helicopter traffic is now diverted way outside of DC. But it's restricted airspace. Yeah. Like the aircrafts can't even fly over the District of Columbia.
Yeah.
They have to go around. So it was just one big mess, man.
How long did you work that scene?
How long?
Yeah.
The first day?
Were you there the first day? Did you come? Were you at Dulles that day and had to go to DCA, or were you already at DCA?
I had just gotten home, and my cousin texted me.
And you got called back on.
And so I got there. I got there within 30 minutes of it happening, and I went down to the North Pier, and I think they had about 3. They had recovered 3 people so far.
They already gotten 3.
And then me and a couple other guys stayed at the casualty collection point.
How long did they recover all the bodies? Do you know?
Yes.
And how long did it take till they got the last body? Do you know?
4 or 5 days.
They had confirmed all the bodies in 5 days.
4 or 5 days.
Yeah. Were there?
It was only every partial's collected. Is that like do you have to wait till every partial's collected?
Yeah.
Meaning
it was only in 6 foot of water.
Okay. Really?
That river's not deep there.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Where the plane was at, yeah.
No, I
know. I see the plane sticking up out of the water.
Really?
So what took those 4 days? Oh, it's the partial. Yeah, okay, explosion.
Well, no, it was two things. It was the ice. They had to cut through ice to get the boats out there. The jet fuel was eating some of the scuba suits, and it's January. The divers were getting their scuba suits cut on the metal and getting hypothermic. We took a lot of those guys to the hospital, man, because they were trying to tough it out and stay there longer than they should have. I rode the lead for a couple of the DC fire guys, and it just took a long time. And then finally, I think it took 3 days for them to get the big barge with the crane on it to kind of lift stuff up and go through it.
Who had divers out there? I guess MPD. Who else? Coast Guard.
We had our divers out there.
You guys had divers out there.
Our fire divers were out there. MPD was out there. Everybody. Fairfax was out there. Everybody came. Yeah.
I'm just curious. So, did they have like sections, like seating sections of the plane where the bodies were, like 10 seats?
I have. Well, I'll show. So, as they recovered parts of the plane, they had a hangar that we cleaned out for evidence. They have the whole plane lined up as it should have been in there with the seats in it. And it's just weird to look at those seats, dude, knowing that people were sitting in there. You know what fascinated me, Shay? Because you've seen a lot of accidents or people getting hit by, when somebody gets hit by a car, they get ripped out of their shoes.
Yep.
Nobody had shoes on, dude, which baffled me because it wasn't like all their shoes were gone.
Interesting, because all of them were seat belted in because they're coming in for their landing. So, all their seats were up at that time.
Yeah.
That's the other thing that kills me too, is because like when you're landing on a plane from a flight and you're like, flight's over, we're here.
Yeah.
Like they were right.
Well, another traumatic part was you got a whole bunch of cops with 30 or 40 people already at the airport to pick up their people because the plane was landing.
Oh shit! Who made those notifications?
Then they had to put all them in. It was bad, dude.
Who made those notifications? Is that on MWA?
That was on. I believe the person that made. I wasn't there for that because I was down at the casualty collection board. I honestly think that
the airline
person that finally said there were no survivors was an American Airlines employee.
Damn. Well, because most accidents, by the way, happen during landing or takeoff. That's
most accidents happen within the first 10 minutes of taking off or the last 10 minutes of the flight.
Yeah, this one was just strange enough with the helicopter. It was just unfortunate. Because remember, he's coming in and he's like, "Can I switch to 33?" And they're like, "Yep, you're all cleared for 33."
Well, yeah, no, the tower said
they clear him now for 33.
The tower says, "Can you switch to 33?" And the pilot goes, "Yeah, sure."
Well, does tower don't be able to see though everything that's going on, even the helicopter, or no?
I mean,
but then they contacted the helicopter, and the helicopter said, "I have nothing in my, everything's all good, moving out."
Yeah.
And then
because they were looking at the wrong plane, because they were looking at the wrong plane coming this way instead of the one coming across from them. They said, "Do you see the plane?" He goes, "Yeah, I see it. We're good." Because they were looking at the next one coming in parallel to them, not the one right above them.
So Shay, you would know the interior of those. They don't have their own like little mini radar of what's around, right?
No, I mean, yeah, choppers have radar, but I don't know how good. I'm not a pilot.
Yeah,
but I know they have radar
because of what they were practicing.
Yeah,
it's just a bad day, man.
I mean, yeah, just everything went wrong.
Should you practice stuff with civilians and all that on planes or?
No, I'm talking about the helicopter turned its radar off because they were practicing.
Oh, gotcha. Not
the plane. And at the last minute, the plane saw it because at the very last minute, they bumped up, I think, like 15 degrees to try to get up.
Oh, so they saw it quick.
The pilot saw it and pulled to try to get above it and wasn't in time. It hit right at the wing, like right at the wing engine area.
And so that's the helicopter that's going down in the water. The plane goes down more like on the corner.
Yeah,
like where the bank is.
You see the plane twisting on the way down.
Really?
Yeah, but
you saw a video of it. But
it looks like that's that because the helicopter. It's obviously not like a normal helicopter. It's a heavy military one. I could swear that's what goes down because the plane though was found on the bank over. I mean, you know way more than me, Keith. You're fucking there.
The main part of the plane was directly in the middle of the river.
Okay, then that's what I see. Is that like the front end going down? Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Then go down, but then there's other parts of the plane, obviously, as you know, that landed more towards like where the water ends and by the bank, right?
Yeah.
So, wow,
that's the video, Shay. Of
1 year today for that already. Yeah, well, thank you for that one, Keith, for your service for that. I'll never forget, man, when I first interviewed you, you were telling me that.
Man.
And what stuck out to me was that fireman with his arms out.
Yeah.
You see the plane tumbling, Keith.
Yeah. Can you imagine if you're still awake for that last 5 seconds?
That's my question is, dude.
Yeah, but God,
Did they die on impact or impact and hitting the water?
Most people say they think they did on impact because you're basically going 200 miles an hour to zero right away. So
yeah. Fuck.
1 second. 1 second.
Is that the plane that I'm seeing doing that? Not the chopper.
right.
Chopper
Yes. No, I thought the same thing. I thought that was the chopper doing that in the middle, but
No, that's the plane.
The front end of the plane. All right.
Jesus Christ, I haven't seen that in a long time.
Which one? This video?
Yeah, I don't want to look at that shit anymore. But yeah, man. Well, I got to get up at fucking 4 o'clock in the morning. Shay.
Yes, sir.
Our interview was awesome.
Thanks,
Appreciate you
man.
coming on, dude.
No,
You are welcome anytime you want to just pop on and shoot
just let
the
me
shit
know.
on live, dude.
Yeah.
Because on Mondays at 8, we just get on here and shoot the shit, really,
Okay.
about current events, whatever.
I'll be playing Army next week. I fly out Tuesday.
I thought you were done with that shit.
I retire September 1st. It's my last day.
Where are y'all going now? South America?
No, going to Alabama. Wait. Next time we talk, I got to send you a video, but later. Oh, you putting this on the show? The video? That's crazy.
Oh, I see. See, yeah, Keith. Yep, that's the front end, and the rest with it. That's terrible. Don't need to see it again, but
Yeah, Keith, I will hit you up, but yeah, I'll be gone next week. I'll be gone from Tuesday to Sunday.
You hit me up when you get back, man. We'll talk about some stuff, you know?
For sure. But September 1st,
Jay,
I retire.
do you have any? Keith is like he probably has dial-up, but do you have any like social media, anything out there like that?
I mean, just LinkedIn and like Facebook.
Oh, I didn't know if you had a Facebook or Instagram. So like when I'm making shorts, because I have some shorts made up, like to tag you or whatever.
Yeah.
But
Facebook, he does. You don't have
I got
Instagram.
Facebook.
You have Instagram? Or no?
No, I don't have Instagram. You told me to get an Instagram account. I know I'm lame. I got to get on.
You got to get on the gram. You got to.
I know, man. I'm
You
so.
You got to get rid of your dial-up modem too, dude.
Yeah, I know. I'm so
Everyone, yeah. What are they? I can still remember the. What are they? The ping pongy fucking thing. But anyway, Shay's full episode is in the description. It says Shay's episode. Click the link there to watch that. That's the full edited episode, hour-long episode, and then I have another little like 15-minute little thing that we're talking about on addiction. No, that will be dropping. I could drop that even tomorrow. Well, I have the show tomorrow. Third day, I have the whatever. It'll be dropped tomorrow or actually Thursday, just to play it safe. Thursday.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Listen, I don't want to just know it's a 15-minute video, Keith. I can't help it. Like, remember I told you last thing I'm going to say, oh, Keith, for this one, then, I'll just put up our intro and just one thing and then subscribe. And then I can't. I can't. I have to keep putting work into it. I mean, it's out there forever, man, when it's done.
Put it in there.
I'd rather it look good. You know what I mean? With the editing for streaming and stuff.
I've never bitched about it. Yeah.
No. I know you didn't. I was just saying, Shay, sorry about the delay on that.
No, it's all good, man. It was great.
But I appreciate, though, the patience. And everyone out there, thank you so much.
Shay, stay on here for a second.
Okay.
I feel bad. I shared. Thank you all. He's good and he's better. Why do you feel bad?
Don't feel bad, Pete. That's why we're here, dude.
Yeah, dude, that made me very depressed. I'm not going to lie, for you and your family. But then, though, when you corrected it, not that I'm happy that he has leukemia, but the fact, though, that it has it manageable, that's great compared to where my mind was prior. Don't ever freaking feel bad, man.
Nope. That's what we're here for, dude.
Here, man. We don't judge nobody, man. We're all fucking knuckleheads. Not saying you are, but we're all fucking knuckleheads. Yeah, you are.
You gotta have a space where you can vent your stuff, dude, and that's always welcome here for sure.
Dude, Pete's the fucking man, baby. Fucking Pete, I still got it all, my man. And the Veg Visar's in the other room, the Viking calendar. Him and his wife, they do at the Socio Studios. They do like real nice wood burning stuff.
Cool.
Yeah, it's real cool, man. But listen, Shay's full episode is in the description, folks. And Shay, I hope I get to talk to you again, man.
Yeah, man.
don't be a stranger on this
Yes,
channel.
sir.
The door's open for you anytime.
Oh, great. Appreciate it.
And yeah, though, man, your interview was great on that episode. Check it out, folks. I'm telling you, if I know it's getting late, but put it on watch later for tomorrow. It's a great episode, great interview.
Say goodbye to Shay.
And
say goodbye.
Thank you all again.
Speak. Oh, good job.
I can't go off with the dogs. I'll go. But thank you all again. And that's the thumbnail to the interview. And you guys are checking out the channel. But like I said, the link is in the description. And everyone have a great night and subscribe. And please share and like Mind Over Madness. Till next time, I'm Loomis, Keith, Shay. Peace. Have a good week, everyone.